Hi guys, so longly awaited, expected Tiger 3366, aka Alien helicopter from Eduard, has finally arrived to me today. So I would like to share with you the contents of the box, my ideas about it, and allow you to make your own opinion whether placing the bill or the amount of money spent on 120 pounds or 145 euros is actually justified or not. So let's start with the top cover of the box. As you can see, there is a nice box art. And fun fact, this small part with NATO tiger meat is actually a sticker. Maybe it's covering something underneath it. I honestly don't know. On the sides, you can see the actual camouflage. Yeah, I'm sorry for the flare from the light. And here is a list of contents of the box. So, as it says, it's based on Zvezda plastic parts, which means it's the ordinary Zvezda Mi-24. Nothing special here. Photo etched and pre-painted parts, as usual for Eduard. Die-cut masks, also quite often done by Eduard. The rivets, specially tailored for this livery, which I will show you in the detail in a minute. Brazil wheels and GPS sensor, and a booklet, which is quite correct because it's not exactly a book, it's just like thicker magazine about this specific helicopter. Okay, so let's check the box itself. As you can see, here are the Zvezda parts, so I'm putting them aside because they are pretty much not the real reason for this video. And inside we have two boxes. One is the classic instruction sheet, instruction manual, and this one is sort of special because it's very much revolving about all those decals, both the camouflage and the rivets. And as you can see, apart from the usual instructions manual, there are plenty of important notes for the builders of this specific livery, because in some steps you need to apply the decals on a certain parts before you actually put them together with the other parts. So if you already built some of the Mi-24s, especially from Zvezda, this will be a slightly different build. So be aware if you bought this beautiful box. Also, we have some additional information about masks. By the way, yeah, I can. Yeah. And about the rivet placement as well as the decals placement. So this is no easy construction, no easy model for absolute beginners. But at the end, I believe it will be a very beautiful. And one page left just for your notes, which is actually quite handy during such a complex build. Again, Tiger 3366, because from the obvious reasons, using the proper name Alien would be in a huge, or would be an infringement to intellectual properties. So this is the way Eduard actually chose to go. Another part. This is the booklet about the model itself, and it's quite interesting because it's basically mapping all the history of this particular airplane, helicopter, including all the variants that were actually thought about in the beginning. Some, some basic draws. Okay. Yeah, all the ideas, how it should look like. And here are already the photos from the production itself. So it's very nice booklet with plenty of information for the true and huge fans of this helicopter. Just very shortly, this helicopter arrived to Czech Republic in 2005. In 2016, it was actually painted in this so-called alien livery. And since 2024, I believe, it's continuing its journey, but this time under ordinary NATO camouflage, and it went through Poland to Ukraine to defend against Russian drones. So as far as I know, it's still operational, still fighting, still living its potential. As you can see, there are plenty of beautiful pictures which are quite hard to come by. So really very nice booklet. Okay, now for the rest of the box. Yeah, these are the paint masks, resin wheels and GPS. Some photo etched parts for the interior. Note that it's not the classic turquoise interior, it's the black one. And this is actually a jig, or how to say, for a template to cut the parts of the rivet decals, as you can see. So it really will not be your usual weekend build, I'm afraid. And here are the decals itself, the most important part of this box, to be honest. So let's carefully open them. The box really arrived like an hour ago to me. Now let me fold it so it won't stick to it. It would be very nasty. I'm sorry guys, at the moment I'm still fighting with it, so please bear with me. Aha, I know what is the issue. Okay. Yeah, much better. Okay, so these seems to be the usual decals with the stencils. So nothing too much important here. And these are the rivet decals which are actually separated and prepared for the hull or fuselage. I don't know how it's actually called in helicopter. And these look like really nice. So basically the idea is to put them on the model, then put a thin coat of varnish, and over that apply those alien decals and again coat of varnish. So really not a easiest construction or build, but I believe it's totally worth it. And here are the alien parts. At the beginning, Eduard promised that some of them will be maybe doubled on the sheet. I'm not sure about that from the first glance. But for sure, Eduard will be able to provide some single pieces if you mess up the construction yourself. Yeah, so hopefully it will be okay. And actually, yeah, it's just a single decal sheet. It looks like two, but it's just one. Still, it looks like a very good job to me, so it's up to you to judge. That was all about the alien, and I will be delighted if you will leave me in the comments your ideas about whether you order it as well, or whether you are envious, or whether it's actually absolutely useless stuff from your point of view. Please feel free to express your emotions related to this kit. Thank you for watching, and see you hopefully soon. Bye.